We are headed on vacation in just a couple of days. So there's a few things around the house that I wanted to get done. I figured I would take you along, give you a little bit of motivation if you have any cleaning to do. I want to get our things packed. I want to make sure that when I come home, I'm coming home to a clean house. There's nothing worse to me than going on vacation and coming back to a mess. That is the last thing that I want to do. So I want to make sure that we're getting the house pretty much picked up. My oldest son, who recently just moved away, has actually agreed to fly home and stay with our dog for the week, which is amazing because I don't know what we would have done otherwise. He's never been to like a doggy daycare. So I'm super excited and thankful that he was willing to do that for us. He's got a really strong bond with the dog as well, so it's all working out. But I want to make sure that the house is clean, picked up, and then he can just keep it tidy throughout the week, which will be easy with just him being here. And when we come back from vacation, I don't have to worry about cleaning the house after being gone for the last week. So this is my first time leaving the country. We're going to Punta Cana, and it's the kids' first time on a plane, and it's only my second time on a plane. So there's a lot that I'm unsure of. I'm a little bit nervous, but we're all really excited, and I want to just take you along with me to get some stuff done around the house. So we're going to do some cleaning, maybe a little bit of organizing, and then just gathering supplies so I can pack everything up for our trip. There's 4 of us going, 2 kids, 2 adults, and you can see what we bring with us. So sit down, relax, or clean along with me and just enjoy the video. So one thing that I did do over the last couple of days was I sat down, I just wrote a list of all of the supplies that I wanted to gather, of the different tasks around the house that I wanted to make sure that I got done. I did clean the bathroom this morning before even filming because I was still in my pajamas, and I really wanted to get that deep cleaned so I didn't have to worry about that when we got back. So that's already done, but the rest we're gonna do together. All right, let's go. I don't want to do too much in here. I really just want to dust all the surfaces, make sure that everything is vacuumed, wiped down, and it's really not horrible in here, but that's pretty much my goal in the living room today. We ended up having a really great time on vacation. It was an amazing place to go to. It was Dreams Royal in Punta Cana. If you ever get to go there, it was an all-inclusive resort and it was absolutely beautiful. So I just wanted to get some things tidied up in the house before we left. The battery, we had never even used it, but the battery was dead. So I guess it was a good thing that we had to pull it out because now I know that I need to go get a new battery for this, and I'll probably just have to keep a better eye on actually how often it's in storage. So just something to think about if you have a bin that you use for emergencies, to go through it and make sure that everything is actually working. So what I was saying was about a week before that, we had lost power for about 5 hours because of a storm. And when I went to open up our emergency bin, I noticed that some of the batteries were dead on the flashlights. So just a good reminder, if you do have something like that that you keep for when you lose power, it's always a good reminder to go through it and check some of the batteries. So like I said, we went to the Dominican Republic. If you have any recommendations of other places that you may have stayed at before that are really good, I would love to hear about it. Now that we all have our passports and we kind of know what to expect, I would love to hear maybe about some other places that we could think about taking vacation in the future. I think I might have to get rid of all the pillows that we got. I love having them on the couch, but nobody else seems to like them. And they just get shoved over to the floor here. So I might just get rid of them for now. We'll see. I really would like to keep them. They just get shoved down here. I'm actually going to take the cases off and wash them because down there all the dog hair collects. And they're just need to be washed again. I want to show you how much dog hair collects down here. Can you see that? That is so gross. That's why I bought this basket, so the blanket could go in the basket and not on the floor. My husband used to just throw it on the floor and it would drive me crazy. But this guy here, he sheds a lot. So we have recently implemented a new chore system for the kids, and it's been working out really nice. We ended up getting them the green light cards, which is basically like their own ATM, but it comes from our bank and it's based on whether or not they do their chores. And then this way I'm able to separate it into general spending, savings, and investments at some point. That's better down there. If I decide to get rid of these pillows, I will probably also get rid of this basket here because it just doesn't ever hold its shape. When I looked at it online, I loved it, but it never has been able to like hold that shape of the picture. So it always looks a little like frumpy, I guess. But we'll see. I just have to put all the flashlights back into the emergency box. And the kids have been keeping up with dusting too. It's really not that bad. But I just want to make sure we're doing it one more time before we leave because the rooms do get dusty pretty quickly. The only issue we ended up having was on our flight back. We had to take a flight from Dominican Republic to Charlotte. And then in Charlotte, there was a major storm happening. So all of the flights were delayed. We were supposed to get on the second plane at 8:20 and land around 10:20. We ended up not getting on it until almost 11:30 at night. And then we didn't even get home until about 4 a.m. We sat, in the plane waiting to take off for almost a couple of hours. There was no air conditioning. It was horrible. It was absolutely awful. I think what I want to do is put everything on the table that we're going to start packing up over the next couple of days. So if I can clear off the table, get it all wiped down and cleared off, then I can start putting things into categories and just have a place to store them, so that I'm not forgetting anything before we go. That's what I'm worried about, is just forgetting something important and having to spend a lot of extra money to get something that I've already got at home. So for the most part, I did remember everything except for a few important things. I forgot my face cream, which I use morning and night, so I felt terrible without it. I ended up having to go to the gift shop and buying a really small one, and it was expensive and not the one that I use. And then my eyeliners, I did not bring a sharpener and they both broke. So the entire time I didn't have any eyeliner, which if you wear makeup and you wear eyeliner, you'll know that it is kind of a pain in the butt. And I was really surprised that they didn't have any kind of makeup in the gift shop. I thought for sure that they would have something. I get my coffee in usually 2-pound bags every month, and they were out of those bags, so they sent 3 smaller packages. That's okay, I'll just throw them into the pantry for now, and I can deal with that later. Got some items here that I had picked up, some travel things. We're not going to bring our electric toothbrushes. I think we'll just do some cheapy ones that we can toss when we're done. Face cream I like to use. I got the kids some gum. Powder for the beach, some mouthwash. I don't know. I think that they probably have shampoo and conditioner, but I picked up just a little bit anyways, just in case. And then just some BB cream and some Pepto chewables. So I could probably put all these in one bag for now, and I'll leave these on the table. And then as I keep getting other things, I can just add to that pile. So I started doing most of the cleaning just a couple of days before we left, which kind of put a lot of stress on me because I also had to pack everyone's things. So I maybe should have started a couple days even sooner than I did, but it ended up working out okay. I did a ton of laundry, and then you're going to see about a week before we left, the Saturday before, I went down into my son's room, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that we've had a ton of flooding in the basement. So his room is kind of torn apart. This is the son that just moved out about 3 weeks ago. So I did want to go down there and get the room ready for him to come back. I ended up doing some painting and some cleaning and organizing and just getting it ready for him when he did come back. which it turns out he really didn't even use the room because our dog is so spoiled that he's used to my husband being out in the living room late at night when he goes to sleep. So my son ended up spending most nights on the couch sleeping with the dog, so he wasn't stressed out. I think he was just confused because my son recently moved out, so he was gone, and then all of a sudden all of us were gone, so he really didn't know what was going on, and he's kind of spoiled, but I'm glad that I was able to get the room ready for him anyways. It just made me feel better. But I wanted to get all of the appliances wiped down, the counters wiped down, all of the dishes and laundry done. So we're in my son's room, the one that moved out. I want to see if I can just come down here. He's going to be coming for a week when we go away on vacation. So I want to just see if I can I washed all of the bedding. I want to see if I can get the bed put together at least, get the desk cleared off, and at least make this room a little bit more presentable for when he comes back here. He's obviously not going to be spending much time in here. He's going to be upstairs most of the time and out with the dog and things like that. But I want to just see if I can get another box full of some donations from areas in the house and just see if I can clean up this area just a little bit for him for when he comes back, he's comfortable to sleep. So the first thing that I want to do is see if I can get this bed pulled back a little bit. I want to try to clean the walls because it has been a long time since they've been cleaned and they desperately need it. I want to paint as well. I'm going to see, these are on risers. Let's see if I can move this by myself. While I'm here, I'm going to just see if I can move everything away from the wall so it's a little bit easier to clean. I can just do it at one time. So all the walls against that way there, we're going to be replacing. This wall does not have any water damage, so it's okay to keep. But it definitely needs to be cleaned. I don't want to break the desk. I want to get all the stuff off the walls that we're able to. He got this on vacation a long time ago and he's always just kept it hanging up on the wall. It is so gross and dusty. If you'll notice, when I was cleaning up the kitchen, there was a pan sitting on the counter defrosting, and that was one of the freezer meals I had made last month, and those have really been coming in handy for the week that I was really busy, and I'm even using them now that we're back. We got back yesterday, and I have one out on the counter, so I will leave up that thumbnail if you want to go check out that video when I did all the freezer meals. So now I'm just going to dust. I'm going to dust all the corners, all the spider webs that we haven't been able to get out, so I can do a quick clean of the walls. Now, there was several times over the years that we had offered to do this room over for him. He just never wanted to. He had all of his things in there, and as you know, our house is not very big, so there really wouldn't have been a lot of options for him to stay anywhere else in the house, but we did offer to kind of move everything to the center of the room and at least get everything cleaned and painted, but he never wanted to. Okay, this is the duster. That's just from the wall and those closet doors. This will be the quickest way to do it for now. I just filled up my mop bucket with some Lysol and hot water and used that to clean up the walls. It did work really well. It was nice and quick, and that's what I'll be doing when I end up doing the rest of the walls. Like I said, we do have to replace all of the other walls due to water damage. This is another reason I really need to get organized in this closet down here, is because I just looked for about 10 minutes for this thing. It took me forever to find it. I just want to cover up some of these holes so that way when I paint I don't have to worry about it. They're going to be dried. And then I'll just be able to sand this down really quickly and at least get this wall painted. I am by no means a professional painter, but I think sometimes you can just do things and get them done good enough, and it's better than not doing anything at all. All right, so I patched up some of the holes there, and then I just figured we could go through this pile really quick. Some of the things I want to just put into our bin that we keep for extra school supplies, and the rest I'm going to leave aside for him. That way when he's here for the week, he can go through it. So all of this stuff here he was using when he was in school, just extra lined paper. I feel like the kids always need that for school. So I will put this into our bin that we have school supplies in. That way when we do our school shopping this summer in about a month, I always go through that first and figure out what we actually need to buy before we go out and spend the money to buy new stuff. So that I know exactly where it's going to go. This was some other stuff I had bought him like over Christmases and birthdays and things like that for his car, but he's in the city now and doesn't have a car, but this would be fine to go into my car or my husband's. Same thing with this. This is an electric blanket for the car, so I think I'll give it to my husband. I have one in my car. He should have one in his. And then this, I don't know what this is, but this can go into my husband's toolbox. I'm going to check out the pen, see if I like it for work. These little post-it things, I don't really use these. These can be donated. This is a, oh, it's a, I think this is for a suitcase. We're going on our trip soon, so maybe that could come in handy. This is also for if your windshield breaks in a car. I'm going to give it to my husband. Tire pressure, air fresheners, and emergency flares for the road. These will all go into the car. This might actually come in handy at some point. It's a little eye mask. All right. Trash. Speaker. Oh, I don't, yeah, these are some sort of thing. Maybe he wants these. The rest of the stuff I'm just going to leave in here. If he wants to grab it when he's here, he can, or he can throw it away. I don't care. Here's a mouse in the box still. Maybe one of the kids will want that. Some more pens. I just got a call from my son. I have to go pick him up, so. It's always something. That's why I try to just work on projects here and there, because otherwise you'd never get anything done. At least I wouldn't. This is all stuff my son has to go through. As much as I would love to be able to keep the room as his room, he's not living here anymore, and our house is just so small that we do need the space for storage. I would like to get everything a little bit more organized in that way. Let me know your thoughts on that. I would really love to be able to keep it as his room, but I just don't think we have the space. Is that wrong that I'm changing it? All right, now that we've got it all spackled, I am just using some leftover paint from the kitchen rather than going out and buying new paint. Done, this wall at least, and see how it looks. And when we redo the whole room, we can always think about changing it if we need to. It might not be the exact finish that should be in a bedroom, but like I said, I didn't want to go out and spend the money on new paint. We really just want to freshen up this room a bit. That's the whole purpose of this. So I just decided to use what I have, and I ended up doing about 3 coats of paint because it is like a darker color underneath. But it turned out really, really nice. Like I said, I'm not a professional painter by any means, but it's really not difficult to paint once you've done it a couple of times. I'm sure somebody that's a professional could do it much quicker and maybe even do a better job, but it's just for the basement. I really just wanted to freshen up the space, and I think it came out looking pretty good. We did in the past have some nice flooring down in this room, but due to all of the flooding, we had to take it down. So we ended up painting the concrete, which then of course it flooded again a couple of times. So we have to probably repaint the concrete again, and then I'll just get an area rug to put down. So this is just after one coat, and then of course I ended up doing 3 plus going over and doing the top and the sides. It really didn't take that long at all. I just did it the Saturday before we left, and then I was able to give it a couple of days to dry before moving everything back up against the wall. Okay, just a reminder of what the color looked like before. Obviously, this whole wall is going to be taken down and replaced, but there's the new one. It's just white, but I think it just brightens up down here so much. I can't wait to get rid of these like fluorescent lights. They drive me crazy. I hate them. I don't know. But anyways, it looks so much better, I think. I'm obviously going to change out the light plates. I have extras anyways from when we did the kitchen. I will take off the painter's tape once it's a little bit more dry. I did 3 coats on the wall. So now I'll just vacuum up the floor. Once it dries a little bit, I'll push the bed back, and then we can make the bed, clear off this desk a little bit more, and then this will be done enough for when he gets home. So I feel like in the past, I would have waited until I had the time to do everything all at once, but I really enjoy just taking little bits of time that I have to actually get these projects done. Otherwise, I feel like I would just never have the time. I don't ever have like an entire day to do one thing. I'm always getting interrupted, or there's always something else to do. So just taking little pockets of time when you have them, 20 minutes here, an hour there, a couple hours here and there, really helps to be able to get more things done for me. That's what really works. Now, he didn't really end up going through anything when he was here, so I will most likely put some things into a storage bin for him, and the rest I'm just going to throw away, things that I don't think he's going to want. He's got some things from school, like yearbooks and things like that, that I might save for him, but the rest is probably just going to go into the trash. But I was able to get this desk wiped down, get all the dust off of it, and now it's still clean. Okay, so here is the wall that I had painted the other day. That was a couple days ago now. I think I did a pretty darn good job. But now I need to replace the wall covers, the switch plate, and then I'm going to make his bed, push everything back up against the wall, sweep, clean the floors in here, and then again, that's what the color used to be. I don't know whatever possessed us to get that color, and most likely it was my choosing many, many years ago. Hopefully we'll be coming down soon to get this situated, get this room done. But for now, at least, That's clean and freshly painted. His sheets are clean. His bed will be made. He'll have room on the desk. He can go through some of his stuff again and have a comfortable place to sleep. Well, I thought for sure that I had a couple of the covers for the plugs, but I don't have the type that we need, but that's okay. I will just order those and get those probably from Amazon. It's not a big deal. I already threw the other ones away because I really did think that I had them, but that's okay. Not an emergency. It's not something that needs to be done like right this second. At least I have one of these. It truly amazes me how much a fresh coat of paint and some new covers can really make a room feel so much cleaner and brighter, and it just really did not take a lot of effort at all. All right, I'm just going to get this pushed back up against the wall. Maybe I should do it like this. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this cover for the mattress. I bought it a long time ago. It's the one that wraps completely around the mattress. It's such a pain to take it off and put it back on. The only good thing is that the bed isn't that big. This is only a full-size bed, so it makes it a little bit easier, but I would definitely not buy this type again. I like the ones that just go over the mattress and you can pull it off easily and put it back on easily. So I ended up taking 2 weeks vacation, so I have the following week after we got back to get some more things done around the house. It just feels good to kind of be able to decompress. I want to get a lot of cleaning done, a lot of cooking done. I really missed cooking when we were there. It was an all-inclusive resort, so there was just never-ending food and drinks. It was wonderful, but after about 4 days or so, I was ready to come home. I just really like being home. I missed it. I missed the dog. I missed just being able to be in my own house and cook my own food. Although it was really wonderful, the food was very good there. There was several different restaurants that you could choose from. A lot of the times we just ended up eating at the buffet style one, but every day that we were there, there was different food, which was really nice to have so many different options. Now let's see if I can push this thing back without knocking it off the all right. All right, not too bad, not too bad. So like I said, now that that part of the room is done, I just wanted to kind of get everything out of piles from the rest of the room, get it swept up, and I think I'm going to try to use my mop vac down here. I'm not sure how it's going to work on the concrete, but I think it should be okay. And then along that wall there is a box of boxes that I had bought when he moved away, because if you watched any of my other videos, you'll know that we took a drive to Pennsylvania to bring some things for him. So now I just have a box of boxes there, but I'm going to use those for donations. I'm not going to get rid of them. I figure when I have things to donate, I can just put them into the box. So at least it is done enough. It's clean. Those are the 2 suitcases. We're going to be taking those with us. And at least he has his desk area if he wants it. The bed is clean. There's one wall that looks nice. And obviously he's going to be spending the majority of his time outside of this room. He'll be up in the rest of the house. If he's watching TV, he will be watching it upstairs. He's not going to be sitting down here watching TV. We don't even have it hooked up because, you know, it's all ripped apart right now. So for now, it's good enough. He will be plenty comfortable down here for the week, and then the rest of the time he can spend up in the rest of the house, which is much more put together. So I did a ton of laundry before we left, and of course we have to wash everything now that we're back. So since we've been back, I have been doing nonstop laundry to get everything back clean and put away. So of course a couple days ago we noticed some leaking coming from one of the pipes up there. This is our hot water tank, so that was another bit of a fiasco, but thankfully we were able to get that solved for now. But it is a bigger project that's coming that we do need to tackle. And these doors got taken off, which just makes me crazy because it looks like a mess. So I'm just going to stick it back on here for now, and my husband can put that back on at some point. Into the tracks. Oh, okay, good enough for now. And then I did buy something on Prime Day. I will show you that in another video. But I am so excited to get this. It's been something that I've been wanting for a couple of years now, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and then finally there was a really good deal on Prime Day, so I did pick it up. I think for now I'm going to put this into my son's room, and then this is where we keep some of our first aid items. So I'm going to go through here and just pick out a few things that I think I should bring with us on vacation. I've been trying to think about what would be the best way to store some of these items, and I think maybe like a cabinet would be better because this does not work. This thing is terrible. It just doesn't hold weight. It sinks down. I can't open the drawers, but for now I'm leaving it. But I think for when I do buy something else, the thing that I'm waiting to do is buy a new deep freezer. I want a bigger one. So once I know exactly what size it's going to be and how much further it's going to come out here, then I can buy just a small thin cabinet and actually store the items like that. Because this does not work at all. So I think we should bring all the lists that I've been reading. Say to bring things like Pepto. I'm wondering if I should bring this little afterbite thing. Insect bite and sting suction tool. And then maybe some bite sting relief, just in case we get bitten by mosquitoes or something. I should probably bring that. All right, so I've got my little bug bite. It's called bug bite thing. We haven't used it yet, so we'll see how it works if we end up using it. Some generic Pepto, some Imodium, a bite sting relief, some oral analgesic gel, some lidocaine, triple antibiotic ointment, and some eczema cream. I think I'm going to add this to our little first aid kit. I don't know that I'll bring all of these, or I'll probably take them out of the boxes just to take up less room, but we'll see. All right, and then I've slowly been just kind of getting some things in the mail. I ordered the aloe, so we'll bring this with us. Just because I think the sun is a lot stronger there than we're used to. I haven't had sunglasses in years. I really need to get a prescription pair, but I picked up a couple of cheap sunglasses that I will use on the beach. Came in a 2-pack. One of my sons needed a belt, so we got him a belt. It's 3 different belts. It can be cut to size, and it has 1 buckle. So those will come, and then I ended up getting some sunscreen lotion, just so we have it, and I don't have to worry about spending a fortune to buy it there. And then I picked up a new pair of sandals to wear. They had good reviews. They were comfy. Yeah, they're cute. So just some sandals. So I have to walk around. They're pretty comfy. So that's that. All right, so I will add this to the table and then we'll just keep going throughout the next day or so. So this is my middle son's suitcase. I was able to fit it all in a carry-on. A couple of the things like the longer pants he didn't end up wearing, but everything else he did wear. So between the suitcase and the backpack, we fit everything. All right, so here is one of the big suitcases. It's the only big one that we're taking. It's mostly my husband's clothes. And I have some other things like the first aid bag, my straightener, my beach hat, and I'm going to try to throw my makeup and the beach bag on top. Okay, so here's the beach bag, and then I added some of the liquid IV, figuring it'll be good to have when out in the sun all day. And then this is my suitcase. So this area here, it's just a carry-on, so it's pretty full of clothes. And then underneath, I used some of the compression packs underneath to do a couple of other things, but I mean, it's pretty full, but I was able to fit everything in there. And then I had picked up this bag for the trip that I was supposed to take a couple of months ago. So I'm hoping that this will be okay. Again, I've never really flown before. So I'm hoping that this isn't going to be too big, but I was able to put a couple other things in there that I wanted to take. So these are the two things that I am going to be taking. And then this is my youngest son's so all of his stuff is neatly packed in there. Here is the luggage that we're taking with us. We've got the 3 small suitcases, the large one, my husband's and I bag, and then each of the kids have a backpack. So this is what the house is looking like now. I'm gonna go lay down, try to get a little bit of rest before we go. I did all that cleaning and I still have to do one more load of the dishwasher. Currently my son's washing his hat in the dishwasher, so we'll get that last load in a little while. But the rest of the house is looking okay to head out. My son will be here that next day anyways. But we are getting ready to head out on vacation. So I'll make sure that I take a lot of pictures and share some of those with you guys. Okay, we're just getting here. Look at this beautiful room. We've got all of the we've got a separate toilet room with a bidet in the back here. Beautiful closets, bathrobes. Oh, they light up by themselves. Sorry for all of the background noise there, but this is one room, and then we have an adjoining room for the kids. It really was a very beautiful hotel. The premises were absolutely gorgeous. It was like being in paradise. We have a mini fridge, which they filled every day with soda, water, and beer. You know, they just came in when they cleaned the room and filled it. We didn't end up using the coffee maker, but there was a whole coffee shop that you could go to and get coffee whenever you wanted to. Not much of a view out here, but that's okay. What?
Into the airline, you scanned
Yeah, we did all that, yeah.
This is the kids' room. Oh, they have their own. Okay, they have their own little balcony too. They've got their own bathroom and their own closets. This was from the first night at the buffet, just a hodgepodge of everything. And then this was some pictures of the lobby. Like I said, it was absolutely gorgeous there. Everything was so beautiful, the palm trees. And then just a couple pictures of the beach. There was tons of these chairs with the coverings to sit under. We went to see the monkeys at Monkeyland, and it was so cool. They jump all over you, and they give you a little bowl with some fruit, and the monkeys just eat right out of your hand. They put it on your head. And then I did a spa day where I got like a nice relaxation massage. They do a cold plunge and then the saunas. And this is some pictures of what it looked like at night. Again, just so pretty to walk through. And then here is the monkey land again, where they just jump all over you. I think they said that they have 97 monkeys there. The kids were scared of like scaring them away, so they were just sitting there like statues. But it was so cool to just see them. They're called squirrel monkeys, and they were so cute to watch. And then at the end is a picture of one of the more fancier restaurants that we ate at. Everything was so good. Thanks for watching.